Internet. All right, we are now live on Wade's Ventures YouTube channel. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. It is a Monday, and I have got yet another amazing guest, guys. Sorry, I'm a little sluggish today. I actually didn't sleep at all, pretty much. I was doing some stocks, and the pre-market opens at 4 a.m. in the morning, my time, and so didn't get much sleep, guys. But you know what? We cannot delay these Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday videos because they are amazing. Let me say hello to some people. Keelam Kisses, what's going on? Donna, what's going on? Wicked, what is going on? I saw you just subscribed to the YouTube channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Amy, what's going on? Gina, what's going on? My favorite Hickory, what's going on? And my amazing admin, guys. Yet again, he has never missed a live show, which is, I would say, extremely impressive. So what's going on? Closet Cindy, Jennifer, how are you? All right, guys, so let's get into this. Those of you who are just joining, possibly have never seen this video before, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, we want to spotlight amazing people within our community that are not necessarily YouTube or Insta famous yet. And I want to get them out to the world, show them off to you guys. And we've got some amazing resellers within our community that nobody has seen or heard of yet. And we have one on today. We will be doing a haul video today, guys. We definitely will be doing a haul video towards the end. And we've got some really good questions to ask. And so I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Brandon and have him introduce himself.
Hey, guys. My name is Brandon Blair. Brandon, by at Mainly Flips on Instagram. Maine as in like the state of Maine, and then Flips. Just started going full-time reselling about a couple months ago now, and yeah, I'd like to get back into YouTube. So I asked Wade does this on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. So I reached out to him and asked if I could try out a live show with him.
So Brandon, you said you're in Maine, right? So are
Yes.
you? I'm afraid if I lived there, I would be 400 pounds eating all that lobster. Like, do you eat a lot of that lobster, like lobster rolls?
I don't eat a lot of lobster, but actually, like a few of my best friends are lobstermen. So, I mean, it's pretty cool that, have that industry here, and it's really big for our state. And I do enjoy, I like to have at least one lobster roll during the summer. You have to like go out to like, I don't know, like a little takeout like shack or something. There's a bunch of them scattered all over the place. So
have you ever gone that's one of my, so I go crabbing, fishing, but I've always wanted to go lobster hunting, and then also I do clamming too on the side, but that's a whole nother story. But have you ever been on the boat before with him?
yeah, actually one of my buddies took me out once, and it was quite the experience, I guess. It's hard work. You get up at like 3 a.m. and go out and work all day, basically.
I can imagine.
They just had me like and the lobster and stuff when I was on and help clean up.
Huh. That's interesting. That is interesting, Brandon. You're a lucky guy because I would love to go. All right.
Good.
So what's
really
that? Oh,
it's really good.
Oh yeah, I mean they're expensive little buggers. Like I try to get as much as I can at Lobster Fest, but they're expensive. All right, so you said you're full time. Tell me, give me a little snapshot about you. I know that you were part time, now you're full time. How long have you been full time, and then how long have you been selling on eBay for, Brandon?
Okay, so I probably started selling on eBay. It'll be 2 years ago this August. So just about 2 years. And I made the jump to full-time about May 22nd is when I put in my 2 weeks at my job that I had, and made the jump to full-time. I wasn't nearly at where I wanted to be to go full-time necessarily. Had a lot of things come up with my career, I guess. Basically, I used to work as a director at a TV station for the news, like a technical director. So I was the guy that sat behind the scenes. I pushed all the buttons. I called the camera shots and everything. And that was awesome. That was what I went to school for. And being in Maine in a small area, I didn't necessarily make great money, you know, per se, and not really looking to move to a bigger market, I guess, and maybe make more. So eBay really helped, I guess, supplement my income when I was doing that. And it was a nice job, I guess, to, you know, kind of like I worked in a production room. We had 2 live shows during my like 8-hour shift and a little bit of downtime where I kept, like, you know, pop off a few listings if I wanted to, and some downtime, which was pretty nice. And like I said, last fall I had my daughter in September, and about a month after that, I was offered a position in sales at the station I worked at, and it was, you know, it was like a 20 grand ish pay raise. So obviously I said yes. Didn't really realize what I think getting myself into. If you've ever worked in a sales like environment, it really wasn't for me. You know, I like talking to people, and I like talking to you, and you know, I like bartering with people at yard sales and stuff like that, or on Facebook. But it's a whole different world to be able to like walk into a store and just ask for their money, basically. I mean, that's what I had to do. I was selling advertising, and it just really wasn't a good fit off.
By the way, congrats on your daughter. I think that's really, really cool, and now you can spend more time with her full time. You can kind of set your own hours, right?
Absolutely, and I get to see her grow, and you know, I'm just waiting for her to get a little bit bigger so I can start places with me. Sales itself a couple weeks ago, and it went pretty well. But I mean, she just getting a 9-month-old in and out of the car like every, you know, 10 minutes. They get tired of it after an hour. So.
Oh yeah, I'm laughing because I had to do with 2 now. It's funny. It is tough. It is like literally tough. It's funny too because I gotta have like 2 shopping carts. I don't know if you parents out there with 2 kids ever do this, but like I had to put 1 shopping cart with the little one, and then Kate in the other shopping cart, and move 2 shopping carts. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it is crazy. Brandon, dude, you have honestly, like, if there's one place in the world I'd want to live, it'd probably be Maine, because I can eat lobster, seafood all the time. It's such a great community. We've got a lot of people. Anybody from Maine here? Like, I thought there was a few people from Maine in chat, and guys, I'm putting Brandon's YouTube channel in chat. Make sure you guys subscribe. Tell me which number you are subscriber-wise. He's already got a good amount of videos out there, guys. Hidden gem.
They're a little embarrassing, but I mean, they're older, and you know, I'm still learning. So like, there's stuff in those videos I wouldn't, you know, do now, or advice I wouldn't give now, I guess.
But
I don't know.
Remember, it's all about the journey, guys. So start your journey on YouTube. Start your journey on Instagram TV. Doesn't matter what people think. It's just your journey and how you approach things. So, all right. So Brandon, full time. Got a girl on the. You got a girl here, a 9-month-old, amazing little one. You told us what state you're in. So how many platforms are you selling on right now? Are you just on eBay, or are you on a few other platforms?
Well, I'm doing eBay and Poshmark, and I've tried to put a few listings up on Mercari, but I mean, it just I don't really understand it yet, I guess, and I haven't really figured out if there's anything else you need to be doing on Mercari besides, I guess, listing the items. Like, I mean, I started Poshmark maybe a couple months ago, and that's actually it's going a little better than I, you know, anticipated. I kind of like it, but I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out a balance of, I guess, sharing. You have to do the sharing to get sales on there, and at times, I don't know, it just feels like, oh man, I'm just pushing buttons. How, like, I could be spending this time listing more items on eBay, or, you know, testing like electronics that have been put to the side for eBay, and I don't know. Just trying to find a balance really, and work the kinks out in my schedule and everything. I guess I'd like to
You
get
know,
on Amazon too. I really just spent enough time researching and learning stuff about Amazon. I have an account. I just don't have anything listed on it.
so two things. It's cool that you have an account on Amazon because when you're out thrifting for eBay, you can kind of like thrift for Amazon while you're out doing that because a lot of barcode stuff is for Amazon.
Right.
Create your own barcodes, but majority for me, like I want it easy. I just want to be able to scan it and see if I can make money. But a little tip about Poshmark, I think a lot of people are in your boat. They're like, I don't want to share. I don't like the social aspect. And what I would recommend is it's third quarter, right?
Right.
It's gonna be fourth quarter soon, which is go time. So for you, it sounds like it'd be best. I would highly recommend you cross post everything from eBay and Amazon, or sorry, eBay and Poshmark, because it still can sell even if you don't share it. And then
Yeah.
when fourth quarter comes around, when things slow down for you thrifting wise, then you can go back to Poshmark and share your closet. So ideally, instead of not listing at all, list a ton of stuff on there. And if it sells great, if you don't share, sells great, that's fine. And then fourth quarter, when things are buzzing, then you already have the items. You just need to share it. And that's what I
Right.
recommend. And also too, if you wait to join the platform Poshmark, if you wait, I would recommend you join. I mean, you're already joined, but for people that are not, join now so you can get those followers. So that way, come fourth quarter, you'll have like somewhat of an account established.
I'm like this close to ambassador. I like that close. I just need to buy an item and share my closet a few, like maybe 1,000 more times or something like that.
It is addicting, right, Brandon? Like I was so addicted to getting Poshmark Ambassador. Now that I get Ambassador, I get like 40 new people following me every 2 hours. It's crazy. And shout out to Lisa in chat. Like,
yeah.
Lisa, she like shares my closet daily. I don't know how you do it because I even have a hard time. And she's got 150,000 followers, and she shares my closet daily. Like, I really appreciate that, Lisa. I just want to give you a heads up. So, all right. So, Brandon, well, tell me a little bit about what is in Maine other than lobsters. Like, what kind of stuff are you thrifting? What kind of stuff are you selling? Are you primarily like clothing or hard goods? Or give us a snapshot of what you're selling.
I mean, everyone thinks Maine is being like, pretty rural, but I mean, I find the same stuff that you guys find everywhere. And I actually have, like, within where I live, there's 2 Goodwills, one in the town I live in and one in the town right next to me. And then, a town away from me, there's one in half an hour. And I have a Salvation Army here in town. And basically, yeah, I sell a lot of clothes. I'd say probably like, I don't know, if I had to guess, like 70% of my inventory is clothing, and then electronics, and I love video games, so I've done a lot of video games, and yeah, that's basically the typical stuff that we see a lot of resellers talk about.
Now, do you have relationships, since it's kind of a smaller area? Do you have relationships with the people at Goodwill? Do they know you're a reseller?
No, I can't really tell. Yesterday, actually, I was at a Goodwill, and I don't know if you guys have this, but here, all the Goodwills on Sundays and Mondays are whatever was the tag was that was on sale last week is $1 per item. So, like,
we don't have
trying to get into shoes. I'm trying to get into shoes now, so I was like, I need to go out to Ellsworth and check out what they have for shoes. And I loaded up on like 20, almost 20 pairs of like women's shoes that were all like $1 a piece. And the guy at the register, "Oh, I guess if the shoe fits, wear it." And then he's like, "Wait, these are all different sizes." And I got some Guitar Hero controllers, and he's like, "These are all different systems." And I was just like, I have all about every system that you can think of for video games. So I don't know. I don't really. I mean, I guess sometimes I might say I'm gonna resell it, but I don't know.
Isn't it hilarious? Like I will never forget the day that I bought a cart full of bras myself. That's it. And
yeah,
like you're buying women's shoes And the guy's probably like, okay, it is Maine, whatever floats your boat. But
My fiance was with me when I got that many pairs yesterday, but usually I am by myself and I'm grabbing, a pair or two of women's like high heels, and I don't know what they think. I haven't dabbled in like getting bras yet. I keep telling my fiance she needs to like start helping me and looking through that stuff for me, but she has a lot of stuff going on too, so
So what is the fiance? Do you have any brothers, sisters, extended family? Like, what do they think of Brandon going full time selling on eBay? Like, it's crazy. Nobody thinks about that. Like, nobody thinks eBay is a legit business. You tell people and they get glazed eyes. They just look like, ask you probably the same question over. Like, what? So how does that work?
I don't know. It's like mixed, I guess, amongst my family. My fiance, when I was in my job, she knew I was miserable with it, and she knew. I mean, we lived together. She knows I was shipping out so many items every day, and knew I was making money on the side doing it. So, she supported me in going full time. My mom I feel like understood more than my dad. My parents are separated, but like my mom watches my daughter a lot, so she was here, and she sees me going to the post office with on a Monday like 20-30 packages, and so like I don't think she was as worried as my dad. My dad was the one that was kind of just like, oh, I don't know, you need to drop health insurance, like so on and so forth.
I'm pulling up your Instagram right now. And I gotta tell you, like, I love your Instagram. Like, so this was 5 hours ago, and you're crushing it, man. I think you should continue. Like, continue with the eBay stuff, the flexibility in your life, the fact that you've got a young one, and I mean, this is summer slowdown here, guys.
Yeah,
like, crushing it. I think that's really, really cool. If you can sell anything on eBay, it sounds like it's video games. Like, are you selling it like individually, or do you bundle them up and sell it, or does it just differ?
Well, honestly, I've been like thinking a lot lately, like my whole approach to things. I do sell a lot of games individually, and like DVDs I might pick up at a yard sale, or CDs, stuff like that. And even clothes. Like, I'm really starting to realize now, like, lotting some stuff together, I can get a little more money. And I think I'm going to start, adjusting my approaches to how I'm selling and what I'm sourcing. Lately, I've been experimenting with like some retail stuff, like going to like TJ Maxx and Marshalls and stuff. And we have a store in Maine called Gardens, a salvage department store. And I can get new clothes from all those places fairly cheap. So I've been dabbling in that. I know you do a lot of shoes. I was pretty stoked. I flipped my first 2 pairs of like shoes from department stores. I spent, $30 on the clearance rack. They moved at like $85 within a week, free shipping. I mean,
dude, there's nothing.
That's what I want to move for.
There's nothing better than going into a thrift store and seeing that shoe that you were at, that same shoe that you purchased at the same thrift store, maybe down the road. And it's awesome. Like, retail arbitrage is really cool because you go to Ross, you go to Marshalls, like you said, type in the unique numbers for, whether it's Adidas or, whatever the brand is, Nike, you can see exactly what they sell for, like right there on your phone. Pick them up. Like, we live in such an awesome age. Can you imagine back before there was like cell phones, and you had to like thrift and eBay would send you checks? I mean, how hard is that? Not only that, you got to be knowledgeable. That was back when you actually had to be really knowledgeable in the products that you're
buying. I can't really. I mean, it would take hours of. I mean, you still have the internet up.
Oh, did we lose you, Brandon?
Yeah, I got it. You there?
Oh, I see you. I hear you. I was a little worried. Hey, by the way, before we get off topic, do you think you can ship me or mail me some Maine lobster? You think that's cool?
I mean, people do ship them. You just need I
gotta get in touch with somebody there. All right, so a comment was made in chat from Just Pac-Man, and supposedly he is a big thrifter of Victoria's Secret bras. So looks like your girl's helping you out with the bra game. I appreciate that, Pac-Man, because I want to see you succeed. And those things are hot. Those are hot. All right, so tell me, you've got a great social media, Brandon. Tell me a little bit about how Instagram and YouTube and watching people online has helped your reselling business. Because I got to be honest, like I see your Instagram, I see all the stuff you're shipping, like you're doing extremely well, but it's scary going full time. Like it is scary going full time, especially when you have multiple mouths to feed and you've got like a lot of bills. I mean, you're dependent on eBay, which is not a bad thing. It just, you actually got to put in the work. You got to list, source, and I think social media has a big hand in the success because you can find local people that get different sales, like Nordstrom Rack, Clear the Rack. I had no idea that was going on until somebody messaged me on Instagram. So how has social media helped your reselling business thus far?
I mean, as far as like watching YouTube videos, I mean, I learned everything from watching like you guys. I started watching Rockstar Flipper a couple years ago, and that's like who I followed to learn pretty much everything about eBay at the beginning. And I am a member in his VIP group right now, and that has helped immensely. Just having the ability to reach out to someone and ask advice, I guess, is great. Did I lose you?
Nope, you got me. I couldn't say, like, for me, social media has done a lot. It's like I've created bonds with people online, and I feel like I know them, and I'm sure that when I meet them in person, I give them a big hug. It's going to feel the same way as if I'm messaging them through Instagram and or YouTube. So I think social media does a lot of things for all of us, and that's why I like to get and bridge people together. I want to be a bridge and help people like not only find, but there's a lot of hidden gems, people that have like really cool reselling tips, tricks, like their personality. I want to be that. That's what Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays are for. And I think that, like, I was just in chat. I don't know if you're in chat, but was it Wicked? Yeah, Wicked said Wicked Picker is actually in Maine now.
Yeah, that's actually I told him to watch tonight.
Nice. Like, even though you guys know each other, like it's amazing. I'm sure that there's some people that are going to watch this video after the fact that are right around the Maine area. And I know another cool couple that I follow is in Maine too, and they do a lot of shoe sales. I'm trying to think of their name on Instagram, but it's crazy it's crazy that I'm in Oregon and I'm communicating with you all the way across the United States pretty much about reselling. Yeah. So that's what social media has done. So let's go into the haul video. Show us some items that you have that you've thrifted, so we can drop this knowledge possibly on everybody that's in chat. And let's see. I'm curious too, guys. Like, tell me what state you guys live in. I know some of you guys' states that you live in. What's going on, Hip Flippin' Mama? Welcome in. Yeah, tell me what state you guys are living in, guys. I'm really curious. Barry, what's going on, buddy? We have 2 weeks before eBay open, and I can rub your beard, man. What's going on, Thrifty Santa? Ruster Raccoon is in the house. What is going on, guys? Pac-Man, you said you're going to Vegas too. I'm curious, right? You did communicate that. So Beth is going to Vegas. I know Beth is going to Vegas.
Yeah.
Next year, Brandon, you're going?
I hope so.
Dude, it would be amazing. Bring the daughter too, because she's going to be almost 2 years now, and she'll be a little under 2 years, and there's still some stuff to do in Vegas for little ones. So his beard is fierce. Yes. All right, Brandon, show us these goodies. While you're doing that, I'm going to see where everybody lives. I'm really curious.
All right. Well, yesterday at Goodwill, one of the things I grabbed is I got 3 Guitar Hero controllers, and I know a lot of people probably know, but I mean, I grabbed these for like $1, to $3 a piece, and they sell for like 65 with free shipping. Obviously, you need to test them and everything, but I love flipping Guitar Hero controllers. It's one thing I know some people pass on, and I mean they're usually pretty quick to sell and a good return.
Brandon, you're talking to a guy that passes on that stuff. Like, first of all, you told us how much you bought it for. You told us how much you're selling them for. But how do you ship those things?
That I'm trying to find a better way. But if anything, like these PlayStation ones come apart in two, and then you can usually Frankenbox two like priority mailing boxes together, bubble wrap them really nice, and the thin like priority boxes. I'll go grab one. Just two of them taped together, and it's usually 17 or under. So I mean, some guitars are only going to go for in the 30 range, but this one I've sold the white Xbox one. I think it's called the like Explode. That one I think I've sold for like $60, 50 to $60. So I mean, you just got to work the shipping price into your cost. And
now, how long does it take you to actually test those things out?
I mean, I have all my systems set up like on like a little shelf, so I kind of put it off sometimes, but it doesn't take too long. I just gotta fire up the PlayStation or Xbox. The controllers work. You don't even really need the game, and the controllers work as a controller. So I mean, you see it works. It's good to go.
I was just asking because when I get video games, like, it takes a few hours at least. I got to really make sure that game works well.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to start picking those up because they're pretty quick shippers. Then what else do you got for us?
Oh, from this weekend, I got those were from Goodwill. When I was there, like I said, I got like 20 pairs of shoes. Those are still out in the car. I need to grab them, but I got a Harley Davidson T-shirt, graphic T-shirt. Now I've never actually found one of these, but I see a lot of people talk about them. Is it Cuba Vera?
Oh yes,
Cuba Vera shirt. I see a lot of people online talk about Tommy Bahama, and that's one thing. Like that style shirt, we don't find a lot of those up here. At least I don't. A lot of people you follow, probably in warmer areas, have them, I guess. But
I find a lot of Tommy Bahama here, but I've actually sold. Let me pull up my solds here. I've actually sold in the last like 3 or 4 days. I've been listening a lot of Tommy Bahama. Let's see. Oh, my phone decided to freeze on me. So the key with Tommy Bahama is when you find them, you don't want to find, like, if you find just the like solid colored Tommy Bahama shirts, they don't sell for a ton. But I don't know if you guys can see. So I sold this one for $20, but it's a solid Tommy Bahama. So I mean, it sold really, really quick, which is surprising. Sometimes those things like it will sit for a while, but that one sold really quick. And then I've got another one here that I sold for $24. That's just one color. But if you get the really unique floral Tommy Bahamas, they do extremely well for me, at least. And they sell pretty quick. What like, I think one thing too, like, is, for example, here in Oregon, there's Adidas, Nike. Of course, you get a lot of that stuff outlet stores, kind of any state you're in. But I like to know like what companies are actually in my state and kind of capitalize on that. So if you're in a state, like, it takes a quick Google search to find out like which companies, like which clothing companies you have, if you do have any big clothing companies. Sorry, I don't know if you.
New Balance is in Maine, and they apparently have a tent sale coming up in end of July or beginning of August, and I'm really gonna try and hit that up.
Wait. Let's go on to that. So tent sell. What is that? Just a big old tent, and they have a bunch of merchandise for those that don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I haven't been. Someone was actually telling me about it the other day.
Huh.
It's just like a tent sale, like just a bunch of discounted products, I guess. I don't know.
That's awesome. I didn't know New Balance was in Maine.
Yes.
Huh. Primetime Treasures, what's going on, my man? You guys go check out his YouTube channel. Always been a big support. He did a big super chat for me last video, and it was towards the end. I feel bad because I didn't have time to promote him, but now I do. So, guys, go check out his channel. So that's interesting because New Balance, a lot of people I've noticed when you go into Ross, Marshalls, and Burlington, and all those other retail big stores, is a lot of people will skim over that. They'll only do Nike and Adidas because they're the easy one. But New Balance shoes, there's a lot of good margin in New Balance shoes.
I just sold, like I said, one of those pairs of shoes I just flipped was a New Balance. They're pretty awesome looking, actually. They're like a blue camo New Balance sneaker. They looked awesome. So
Russell Raccoon said, drop a link and I will get subscribed to his YouTube channel. There it is, my man. So now that you're full time, how many items are you? Give me the day in the life of you. Like, so what days do you source? How many items typically are you listing per day? Give us like a snapshot of you, like in the morning till when you're done. Like, kind of like, what's your reselling journey like?
It's kind of varies, but basically, I aim to get at least weekdays 20 items a day listed. What I would be setting goals of 130, 140 listings a week. And basically my schedule kind of varies because, like I said, my fiance, she's an intern right now, internship, and works basically full time. So, and she works like 3 overnights a week. That's when she works at her job, is overnights. So, a couple nights a week, absolutely be done by like 10:30, and like I'll get some pictures taken so I can list when I'm watching the kid at when we go to bed and stuff like at 10:30. But basically, what my goal is, I really like to do is I like to have at least 10 to 20. I got in the habit of getting 20 pictures ready for the morning, but if I can have 10 pictures on my phone ready to go when I first wake up, that's my ideal way of I like to do it. And I'd like to get in the habit of having 20 pictures every morning ready to go, get up, bang out some listings. So that's done. I mean, that's the first thing I really should be worrying about. Like you said, I'm full time now. I think that's the most important thing, is to get up, at least 20 items a day. And then I move on and I cross post to Poshmark, 10 items or so. What I had liked for a while when I first started Poshmark is I would get up every morning and just cross post 10, 15, 20 items that I had listed the night before on eBay. But yeah, I kind of went off the rails there, but I'm trying to, work out schedules and, make to-do lists and plan my week out ahead of time on like Sunday night, sit down and write on the notes, like what days I'm going to do what. Like I said, Sundays and Mondays are good for Goodwill. I try to avoid Goodwill if I'm not there on a Sunday or Monday, because they have that dollar sale. So those are good days for sourcing. Last Saturday, I went camping out in the woods. So like last Saturday was the first Saturday I hadn't gone yard sailing. But since I've been full time, or even before I went full time, I think as soon as yard sale season started, I get up and go out and yard sale every Friday and Saturday morning. And besides that, try and fill in, I guess, with where I can source from. Salvation Army has like a 25% off sale on Wednesdays, so I use them up on Wednesdays, and I do source some inventory from eBay too. So
yeah. I'm a few questions for you. So first, do you get a lot of outdoor brands where you're at?
Yes, actually, another brand that is a main is LL Bean. And I could, if I wanted to start an LL Bean eBay, like an eBay that just sold LL Bean, I have no doubt in my mind that I could. Like, there's so much LL Bean, it's not even funny.
Dude, crush it. What about vintage? Do you see
The
any?
vintage LL Bean stuff goes great, but I mean, it's just like finding it, I guess. There's way too many like LL Bean polo shirts that aren't like really great, I guess, when I go like through the men's section. But um, the boots are awesome. You can find a good pair of LL Bean boots. You know, those sell good if they're in good condition. Um, expensive, brand new, so no wonder why they sell pretty good.
Yeah, North Face. I don't ever sell any Mountain Hardwear. Um, I guess I've never really tried to do that, but yeah,
We get
like
a lot. I find a lot of like vented, like button up shirts too, like Columbia or North Face or Cabela's. I find a lot of those too.
dude, Cabela's sell really well for me.
Nice.
Do you find that?
I haven't found a lot of Cabela's. I feel like when I find those shirts, they usually sell. I just listed like a lot of two Cabela's like uh, strap back hats like the other day. I'm hoping those will sell fairly quickly. I mean, we'll see.
We have Scott said LL being made in the U.S. is hot. I would imagine so. Like any vintage LL Bean probably do really well. I don't find much of that here, to be honest, in Oregon. And I don't find much like I find obviously a lot of Columbia because they're here. But I
I
don't.
think just because the LL Bean outlet is in Freeport is why. And like you go to there is a bins um, right outside of Portland. It's like 2 hours from me. And you go there and there's so much LL Bean. It's ridiculous.
You just tripped me out when you said Portland because I'm like in Portland, but then I forgot
Yeah.
Maine, not Portland, Oregon. I was like,
Yeah, that's our biggest.
come on over. We'll finish the interview over here. So that's awesome. Dude, so how's your bins? Like, tell me a little bit about that. I'm curious. I know that one of I consider them internet friends. Like, they're amazing. They're called the bin pickers guys. If you're not on their YouTube channel, you should definitely go on there. The bin pickers, and what they do every Sunday, they're actually from Oregon. Then they move to a different state. I can't remember what state they're in now, but they travel to different states with different bins. And she is amazing, husband and wife team, and their kids. You know, their kids help them too. They got a beautiful house now. Anyways, so they I think it's really interesting because they did a little documentary thing of kind of different bins that they went to, the prices, and just the overall experience. So I'm curious about like your bins. How does that work? Our bins, you wait in a line, and then they roll like 4 big long bins out, and then everybody can jump in, but you can't jump in before that. I know bins are different. How does yours work?
Essentially the same way. It's actually pretty big. There's like more. There's probably like 4 stations, but then there's like 4 kind of bins to a station. But then on both sides, and they do the same thing. Like once an hour, they move the ones from this side over to this side, roll new ones out, and you all have to wait behind a line when they do that. But all day on the other side of the whole building, they have just clothing bins along the wall. It's just clothes, and that they do more frequently. Like they'll bring like 2 new ones out every like I want to say like half an hour, maybe a little less time. It's hard to say. I've only been there like 3 times, and I mean, when you're new, I don't know. I feel like when I was new, and what I've been focusing on up until now is just getting my volume, I guess, and getting my account to over 1,000 active listings. And now I'm trying to just take a step back and when I source, really look for products that are gonna, sell for more money as opposed to just selling shirts that I got for cents at like $8 shipping. I mean, it adds up, but it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of packing for,
Oh yeah.
not the most return, but
Yep. And there's different, like, I try to, when I first started, I realized, like, it's funny, like, I even still have stuff in my store that when, back in the day I had, and I'm like, why? I just kept it up there, right? But it's funny how you evolve and you get better at just picking the items that you're thrifting. A couple things with bins, like, there's so many different techniques with bins. Like, I always try to go with one or two people because they roll 3 or 4 out in a line, and I'll be here, and then I'll have like Ashley here on another bin, and then somebody else there. So that way, if my bin is really bad, I can swing over to one of theirs, and then start going through those bins. That way, you can kind of capture like 3 at a time.
yeah.
And also another thing too is, like, some people frown upon it. Some people do this, but you bring your cart up there, and then if you see like a possibly good, because in our Goodwill, I'm sure it's same in some other areas too, when things don't sell at the actual retail, then they'll go ahead and send it to the Goodwill bins. And so at one point in time, you could get a bunch of Goodwill retail in that bin that you're going through. So what a lot of people do is they'll take like a big handful of it, put it in their cart, and then once the bins have been picked through, they'll go back to their cart and go through the items. That's one technique that people do. I used to never do that, and then I started doing that, but then I haven't been to the bins in a while. And that way you can take a good portion of the bins. I know it's a little bit controversial, but it'll give you a chance, especially if you're a new reseller, to go through the items at your own pace. I think that's yeah, and like when you go to Marshall's, Burlington, if you do retail arbitrage, one thing that I've noticed people that are new to the game do is they'll go up to the shoe wall and they'll pick like a few shoes out, and then they'll look up the comps, and then they'll put the shoe back. I think a better way to do that if you're new is take a cart, grab like 10 pair, sit down, and take your time going through comps so you don't miss shoes. That's another thing too.
You have a lot of people like come up and ask you when you're like doing that with like a cart full of shoes and just like looking them up on your phone, or
yeah. So I've got like a different perspective when it comes to, like, I've got a different perspective, and I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. Like, it's what you are comfortable with. So when I go to thrift stores, when I go to big box stores, when I go to Goodwill, like, I just tell people I'm reselling. Like, that's just it. Like, I've never had one issue. I've never had anybody say I need to leave the store. I've never had anything. I've never had my business turned down. So it's just easier for me. When I first started, I would come up with a scenario of why I was getting that stuff. Now I'm just like, I resell. And I feel like if you say that you resell, if they ask you, more doors will open than if you don't.
that makes sense.
Yeah. And especially like if you're in a smaller town, I would like definitely advertise that you're a reseller, because I don't know if your mom is doing it or if your fiance is doing it, but a lot of times if you say that you're a reseller within the family, they're going to give you items a lot of times to resell, right?
Yeah, my grandmother is actually in the process of like, she wants to like downsize and get an apartment. She's getting older, and she's like, my dad might take over her house, but she's like going through everything and just unloading it to me. And I guess like it's cool because like I'm like helping her out in a way too. Like if I don't need it, I can take it to like Goodwill for her and stuff. But she's British, so like I'm getting like a bunch of like cool, I don't know, just like British like antique type stuff and like that. Just kind of cool stuff. And like I'll sell stuff that I wouldn't even like, I don't know, that would just like list stuff she gives me just, to list it, and some of it like sells really quick. It surprised me.
The old world has a lot of antique stuff. I'm sure she's got a lot of stuff. Isn't it cool though that like your grandma is sharing in your journey, giving you stuff to sell, helping you out? I think that's
yeah.
I would turn around and buy a bunch of lobster with all that money, but that's just me. So
yeah.
Tell me a little bit about, we're getting towards the end here. What is 2000? What are you doing to gear up for fourth quarter? Because we all know, being in this game, starting now, guys, like right now, I would be listing winter stuff. Like I'd be getting into the ball game of gearing for fourth quarter, like right now. But what are you doing to kind of prepare yourself for the end of the year?
I don't know. I really haven't given, I guess, a lot of thought about it, but I mean, just yard sale season here ends, in after Labor Day. So like, yeah, you really have to hit the yard sales hard during the summer, because I mean, that's where you find your highest returns on stuff. I mean, I get stuff like I'm surprised this summer, like a lot of yard sales, I don't even have to barter with people. They're already pricing the stuff to sell. And that's the thing with yard sales around here. It's like people either want nothing for their stuff or like way too much. And I'm not even going to mess with, I guess. I mean, I guess I've bartered a little bit on some items, but a lot of times too at a yard sale, I'm already grabbing enough stuff that I'm like, well, hey, you have this price at this. Can you just take a couple bucks off it? So yeah, I'm hitting the yard sales really hard all summer. Just trying to build as much inventory for fourth quarter, I guess, and mixing in the experimenting with like retail stuff. That's something I'd like to learn a lot more. I think I got bit by the shoe bug a little bit, and I really want to, get into the sneaker game. Like I've always loved sneakers, but just like never really had the money to just like always have like fresh kicks as a kid. So it would be really fun to just get into that whole part of reselling and stuff.
So
You know,
there's a lot of people that you can probably follow, like Hustler Hacks, Resellicious, Ecom Moose, The Clutch Swag, all really cool people to follow if you want to be in the shoe game. You got
yeah, I Hustler Hacks a little bit.
yeah. I messaged Glenn, and a little teaser, guys. I haven't told you this, but I'm gonna try to get him on the channel. Glenn with Hustler Hacks. I messaged him. He said he can come on, and we're gonna go through everything from like how you look up a shoe, how you ship a shoe, everything, guys. So stay tuned for that. I'll try to get that out. So Brandon, I can tell you like that helped me. I got like a whiteboard, and I do chicken scratches. So I got a whiteboard. I type Monday to Friday, and then I chicken scratch as many listings that I do weekly on that board. Just because I feel like when you chicken scratch it and you see, and I put it somewhere where like it's readily available that I see constantly. You can't put it somewhere in the room that you don't see it.
Yeah.
And then I'll chicken scratch it. I promise you, like it will change your listing game because you will see exactly how many items that you list daily. And if you only listed 5 items yesterday, you're like, holy crap, especially if you're full.
In the group I'm in, we actually have like an accountability spreadsheet, and that's like helped immensely. Like just seeing what other people are doing and like kind of trying to hold yourself accountable. Like you put your own goals in there and everyone, puts what they want for their goals. But it's yeah, I love I always keep the spreadsheet open on the tab on my web browser.
Oh, wait. Brandon, you just gave me the best. You gave me the best idea ever, my man. Okay, so get this. If anybody's watching that's good at programming, this would be amazing. You guys ready for this? Let me know if you're ready for this in chat. You guys, this is going to blow it up if you guys are good at programming. I don't know how this would work, but Brandon gave me the idea. All the credit goes to you. So imagine so in the stock market, there's websites that will automatically download all your trades for you and give you a graph. They'll give you a graph of all the trades you do automatically. It will download it automatically. Just like GoDaddy will download all your expenses automatically. So what if somebody created a site that downloaded like purely how many listings you did, not the listing titles or what the listing was, but like just a graph of how many listings you do daily. And then it's like a website to where, for example, if you list 5 items, I can go onto this website as long as you're a part of it, and I can see exactly how many listings you did. Not what listings, not just simply the amount of listings that you did. Talk about an amazing, because you can. It's not necessarily competition, but you can kind of like. It's a bar graph of how many listings you do too. Like I know that there's Excel spreadsheets, but imagine if this was out in the public. And I can go on and be like, holy crap, Brandon, you did, 30 listings, and I can see your bar graph. Kind of like, exactly what you're doing weekly, monthly, yearly. What do you
I
think?
mean, I suggest even if you're not in like a group with people or anything like that, open a Google Drive and open up a spreadsheet and just put in your goals that you want for that week. And it feels so much better when you just like, I know I get excited, like, okay, like it's like noon and I've already done like 15, so I'm gonna put those 15 in there. And then like before midnight, I know I need to get that last 5 items listed just to like feel like that accomplishment, I guess.
Oh yeah. Or get an accountability partner. Google is really cool because you can put 2 people or however many you
Yeah.
want, and both can use the same. Or is that what you're doing? Like using the same? Are you, or are you just using yours and they can see?
No, it's a shared. I'm in the Rockstar Flippers. He has like a VIP group, and I'm not trying to like promote it or anything, but like,
I had him on my
uh,
channel, completely fine.
yeah, yeah, it's awesome. Like we have like an accountability spreadsheet in a Google Doc, Google Excel sheet, and whoever wants to use it, not everyone in the group uses it, but whoever wants to has the ability to just go in there and put in your goals and you put what you did for the day, and it kind of helps. I feel having other people see like, oh, he had this for a goal and he did it or he didn't do it. And I think I overshoot a lot, but like I don't always meet my goals, like, but like the first thing and foremost is getting those eBay listings done, and I come close or I get it every week, and that's like the most important thing to me, I guess. And I have a lot of other goals that sometimes they get pushed to the back burner with stuff coming up, but number one thing is getting eBay listings up, I guess. And
Heck yeah. But if I can give you one piece of advice, buddy, is now that you're full time, like I know that, like, just take my advice, cross post all your clothes from eBay and Poshmark, and don't worry about the sharing. Just cross post it on Poshmark because you can still get sales. And then when garage sale season slows down and you're sitting in fourth quarter, you can just share your closet and already have the items on there. So that's one tip I can give you. Another tip,
when I first started Poshmark, I kind of wanted it to just be like, I don't know, like I only want to do like men's clothing and stuff at first, but it got to it where it's like it's so easy to cross post that like I should just list all my clothes.
Yep.
I do have a question though. Do you have a hard time keeping track of? I have no problem when I sell an item on Poshmark deleting it off of eBay, but I feel like I lose track very easily of items that I've sold on eBay because I sell so many more items on eBay that, I mean, I just found today when I was sharing my closet, like 3 items that I've had up on there for like a couple weeks that sold like weeks ago. You know what I mean? I don't know if you have a good way to keep track of that or.
Yeah. So what I do is in the SKU area of eBay, or you can even do it in the bottom of the description. Some people do that. I'll put my inventory system is probably the easiest on the planet, and I just enjoy it like that. You can. There's a lot of people like 10K on the Bay, Chris, Daily Refinement, and other people that have more elaborate inventory system. Mine is just super easy. So I'll just put like bin 15 and then cross a little dash or something, and I'll put P for Poshmark, M for Macari, and E for eBay. And I'll just put that. So bin 15 Poshmark, so bin 15 P, M, E. And then that way when the item sells, I can just go to this, I can go to the SKU or the description and be like, okay, this item is on Poshmark. And then I'll go to my Poshmark app and delete it. That's easy as that. So, and then if it sells on Poshmark, it's in the description on Poshmark. So I can just go on my Poshmark description and say, oh, okay, this is same items on Macari and eBay. And then I'll go onto those sites and I'll take it off. So that's all I do is just wherever you're putting what bin number the item is in, just add a P, M, or E, depending on, the first letter of whatever you're using next to the bin number. And then, when you pull that item, you just quickly go over to the other, platform and delete it. So, and that's nothing too, Brandon. I don't know if you dabbled in Macari, but guys, I would get on Macari quick before fourth quarter because Macari is great and they've got a when you Google search your items, like they come up a lot of times before eBay. And so Macari's doing extremely well, and you can go on Macari, get that set up.
Get Etsy going too. I want to do Etsy just for hats, just for like vintage snapbacks and trucker hats and stuff.
I've heard, I'm not on Etsy. My mom wants to, she's been creating these blankets that she wants to sell on Etsy. And I would imagine Etsy would blow up fourth quarter, like compared to most of the time of the year, because that's when people are buying like the crafty, stuff, presents, stuff like that. So I also have another tip too, Brandon. Tell me what you think about this. eBay never watches my channel, okay? But eBay, if anybody's watching from eBay, I have an idea. And you heard it here first, folks. Okay, you ready for this? I thought about this in the shower, which is where I come up with all my good ideas. So eBay basically, here's the thing. So on Poshmark, if somebody likes your item, you then can send them a private offer or an offer for the item at a lower price. But here's the thing. So eBay doesn't want to do that because I think that they don't want to spam their buyers, right? That's the thing that they don't want to do. They don't want spam. They don't want sellers spamming their buyers, offering them, even though they like the item or they're watching the item, they don't want us spamming them constantly with, hey, I'll drop the price down $5 if you buy the item. So one thing that I think that they can do, eBay, which is a cool feature, is when they watch the item, when they click watch that item, there should be another drop down that says, I don't know what the wording would be, but another drop down that says, hey, I'm open to see private offers. Like it.
Yeah,
so,
I wonder even if people that. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Does that make sense, Brandon? Like, so if I like, I can click, I can click watch, but then if I just want to watch it, that's great. Or I click the drop down and be like, I'm open for private offers. And that way I can send you private offers. I mean, I know they have that. You can send them private offers and messages, but I don't think you can via like just straight watchers.
It's funny because when I very first started eBay, and it was way before I was ever on Poshmark. I just started Poshmark recently. I just remember thinking like, if you have a watcher, why can't you like make them an offer, or why can't you let them know like, hey, I could like go lower on this item? And it makes me wonder too that like if someone's watching your item and if they're not watching it as like say a seller trying to just see what you get for it, if you have make an offer turned on and they're watching it, why wouldn't they make an offer in the first place if they're already watching it? I don't know if that makes sense, but I just feel like if I was watching an item and they had best offer on it, I would make the offer before I even watched it, I guess.
Yeah, so Thrift Barry said basically, doesn't the watchers already get alerts when you change the price? They do get alerts, but here's the thing. So when you watch an item, some people are timid and they don't want to do best offer. They just want to watch it, and if the price goes down, they're like passive people. They're not like active, proactive people.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, so if eBay had a way where if I clicked an item and I said I want to watch that, and then clicked another drop down within that same little thing and said I'm open for offers, so I can send you a private offer quickly with a price drop, because maybe possibly I don't want to price drop that item for the whole public, but for you that's watching it and I want to get that item out quick, I'll do, as opposed to 50, I'll drop it down to $35 and send you the private offer since you're watching it. And I know that I can send you the private offer because you opted in of having, offers sent to you.
I mean, I can't imagine how many more sales do you think you'd have if you could make offers to people on eBay, because I haven't been doing Poshmark that long, and I want to say a third or more of the items I've sold on there were from offer, likers, price drop to likers.
Oh yeah,
it's great. It's an offer.
Yeah, that's a good question. Like I have so many and there's a lot of ways that you can like filter to see if your like eBay account's healthy. I know my eBay account needs a lot of work too, because a lot of times when I did a lot of the listings on my eBay account, I was working a full-time corporate job. I didn't have time to really devote into making them pristine. But one way you can do is you can go up to the top when you have your eBay account open, and you can filter via watchers and see all your items listed in a row from highest to lowest, how many watchers are watching each item. And another thing too that I like to do is I do good until canceled. And so I like to filter via views too. I know this doesn't mean a lot, but for example, if I list an item and it's been sitting there for, 2 weeks and it's only got 5 views, I know there's something wrong with my listing, unless it's a completely bad buy on my part. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll filter via views nightly and daily on my account to see kind of what the views are like, to see why that item's not getting viewed. And if it's not getting viewed, it's either the title's wrong, I've got the wrong category, which has happened, the price is wrong, I need to look up comps. So, but to your point, Brandon, I think we'd get a ton more sales if I can go filter all my watchers and then and then maybe just like send private offers to the ones that opted in on getting private offers, and I know I'd get a lot more sales. And a lot of times too, they get the emails when price drops, but let's be honest, like my Gmail account's got like 20,000 emails that have not been read.
Yeah. I don't buy a lot of stuff on eBay. I buy some stuff on eBay, but I don't know how many items I've bought that I got an email notification price had dropped. I think 0.
Oh yeah, and especially fourth quarter, I think that's gonna something like that do. Anyways, not that we need to add more to eBay because they're already pretty glitchy right now, but they're doing better. They're getting things back in order, which is awesome. And
well, like you were saying too, with the fixing prices and fixing all that stuff, a couple weeks ago when it was really bad, when it was like the middle of summer slowdown and everyone freaking out about all the glitches, I sat down and I revised prices on like I don't know, a few hundred items, and I had like so many sales. It was crazy.
Brandon, tell me, this is another thing that I wish eBay would add. And I'm gonna bring this up at eBay Open too. So I've got an item, right? I took the item. Let's say it's a black T-shirt, and you can have how you can adjust the contrast on your eBay listing to whiten the background. Why doesn't eBay have a way that you can like okay, here's the thing. I know this may not work in a lot of circumstances, but I think it'd be really cool to have a way where you can do each individual picture and adjust the background and contrast, and then also a slide bar effect where you can adjust all 5 pictures contrast. Does that make sense?
Like all at once?
Yeah, because the lighting will be virtually the same. So
I feel like, I don't know, like I take pictures of shirts hanging, and then I take pictures of them like down, like maybe the measurements and stuff and like the tag. And I feel like it would throw it off too much. The lighting, the lighting's even, but like where your phone or camera's at a different angle, I think your picture you would still want to do it individually. That's just my 2 cents. I don't know.
Most cases it would not work, but I think even if it didn't work, like for like let's say I did it on that black, because I used the mannequin, and sometimes you get shadows a little bit on the sides and the back. So if you did the bulk shadowing, let's say the bulk editor or shadower, you can always go back to the ones that look funky and change them, but you'd still save it the time because 5 out of the 7 would be fine, right?
Right. I always do the first image, so that first one really pops, I guess. I don't really ever do the other images.
Well, that's a cool thing too. That's smart too, Brandon, because it saves you time. But I think too, like to your point, a lot of people will just do the first image so it pops and then leave all the other ones correct. So that way, when they buy the item, they know exactly what they're buying because the remaining items don't have any like adjustments to them. So they can really look at the item itself. That way you're not messing with the color or the contrast of the items. So, all right. So, Brandon, you're amazing. I appreciate you joining. And congrats on the girl. I meant to ask you at the beginning.
You just had a baby a couple weeks, maybe a month ago or so.
Yes. He is. So when we go to eBay Open, he's going to be a month old. and we're gonna breed him to eBay Open in Vegas this year. So all you guys in chat that want to,
oh, those first 2 months, it's like so much no sleep and a lot. I feel like I don't know what your situation.
I can see the bags under your eyes a little bit, Brandon. That's what happens when you work full-time eBay and have kids on the side.
Those are natural. I don't know. She actually has them too a little bit. It's kind of funny. She's funniest.
But I appreciate you coming. Guys, if so, those of you who are just popping in here, I'm putting Brandon's YouTube channel in the description. Guys, it is really important we support our creators, especially when they first get started. So please subscribe to his YouTube channel. Get him over 100 amazing people following his journey. So that way he can go live when he's in Maine, especially if he's on a boat catching lobster. And then also, guys, I've got a few announcements real quick. We'll get this over with, and then we'll end the show here. So I want to get your guys' take. Leave comments below on this. So long story short, I want to get your take on if you guys would want this, if I did 1 to 2 minute videos daily on what sold the prior day. Just do like a quick 1 to 2 minute video every single day of what I sold the prior day. So let me know if that would be redundant or if you guys would be interested in that. If I did 1 to 2 minute videos of like, hey guys, so Friday, this is what I sold, blah, 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 blah. And then also, I do stocks in the morning, guys. So I do day trade a little bit. And I know it's not reselling related, but if you guys are interested, I would like to do 1 to 2 minute recap videos on the stocks that I buy. This is a 99.9% reselling YouTube channel, but if I feel like I would benefit myself if I did those videos, I can always do those videos and make them private and not make them public. So if you guys want me just to not do that, I can make them private for myself. But if you want me to do the reselling, the stock videos, I can put those out as well in the mornings. So that being said, comment below. I'm curious on that. But let's see. Don't waste your time. Maybe once a week. It would only take me a few seconds to do it if you guys wanted me to do that. But leave it in the comments below and be honest. I have thick skin. If it doesn't work out, I promise you, I will not be offended. So,
are you doing a lot of the Instagram TV? I've seen you do a couple of them.
Yes. Yeah, that's Rusted. That's exactly what I want to do it. But I didn't want to do stock videos if you guys were like, hey, that's not reselling related. Completely understand. By the way, Brandon, I just got a $140 offer. So let's see. I don't know if I should bust this out or not, but $140. What do you guys think? So a lot of people said yes on both. Yes on both. Instagram TV is amazing, Brandon. So you get 10 minutes. It's not up and running yet. Basically they're taking a stab at YouTube, I think, and rightfully so. It's going to get more people staying on the Instagram platform. I've got 6 videos on Instagram TV, and the way you can download Instagram TV is just go to the App Store, Instagram TV app, or you can go through your main app on Instagram, and you can follow all your favorite Instagrammers. And they do 10-minute videos as opposed to 1-minute videos. And I've got some cool stuff on Instagram TV. So, it's really cool. Have you started Instagram TV? I think it's a really good way. You don't get paid on it, but I think it's really awesome to start that because you can do 10-minute videos. So you can kind of document your journey right from there.
I just threw a couple on there. I've been trying to use the Instagram to kind of ease back into doing YouTube, and I mean, I have to get back on YouTube. I really should. So,
yes,
I was kind of excited when they started it, and just when you said doing what sold every day, I was thinking that could be like a good. I don't know. It sounds like something you might do on like a Periscope or like an Instagram live. If you're doing it every day as opposed to the weekly what sold last week, I thought it might be a good, I don't know, Instagram or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's smart. I like YouTube because I can like do screen share, but I can do that on. So guys, if you got your Instagram profile here, right? Sorry, my screen's really dirty. So you see Instagram TV. Well, I didn't. So you click that, and you can see all my Instagram TVs. Instagram TV. But if you don't download the app, you won't see that icon on people's Instagram, I've noticed. So you got to download Instagram TV, the app, and then once you download it, it will connect to your Instagram automatically. And then every person that you see on Instagram, you'll start seeing that little bubble that says TV if they do Instagram TV. So a lot of people don't know that. You have to download the app, I believe, to get the Instagram TV like logo thing. So you would just see my little pink icons, but if you have Instagram TV, you'll see that on the left-hand side. But anyways, guys, so I appreciate you joining tonight. We have another reseller, amazing reseller, tomorrow, Wednesday, doing these shows. I got a sneak peek for Poshmarkers. You guys know that I did a video with amazing 6 resellers on eBay questions, where we're doing the same thing for Poshmark, guys. So we're doing a Poshmark panel, and hopefully we can get that done this week. I'll keep you guys updated. Brandon, my man, we always leave, you've seen these videos, we always leave it on a positive note. Can you give everybody that's watching this a positive vibe, quote, whatever you want to do, reselling or non-reselling related?
Just, you know, keep grinding, I guess. I always try and be positive about everything. And kind of like we were saying earlier, you know, always go back through your listings. Revise, review, reassess, and revise. I revised a couple items today that I had sitting forever, and they instantly, you know, like I had a hat that I had a multi-quantity listing, and they sat forever. They weren't going to sell individually. Wadded them up. I got an offer within an hour, and they sold. So I think those are, you know, 3 R's, I guess. Kind of thought of that this morning.
I love it. I love asking that question, guys. And I can tell you that every time you list, okay, one last tip, guys. And this is just what I've noticed. I used to like do a bunch of drafts. I would create the one listing. Let's say I have 20 drafts. I'd create one listing. I would make it live. I'd go to the next one. I'd create that, make it live. I found, and I promise you, I found that instead of making it live individually, I'll make all 20 perfect in the drafts, and then I will make live all 20 listings at once. And I promise you, not only do I get offers on those new items, but I get offers on a few old items when I do that. Like I'm doing that now.
Do you have to send them into bulk editor to do that, or you get them all done and then just?
Super easy. Like, so in the drafts, I'll do them all right, and then I'll just click at the top. It'll highlight it'll box check all of them, and then I click submit. The thing will pop up, submit, and then that's it. And then all of them go live. So
nice.
Yep. All right, guys. So that being said, please like the video on the right-hand side. That way more people can discover Brandon. I promise you, I don't get paid extra. It just gets out to the world to see a man with an amazing beard.
Hey,
and,
thank you.
You're welcome, my man. You're welcome. And thank you so much. I've never had anybody from Maine on here, but I appreciate you joining. Have a great night, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you tomorrow. See ya.